It's time for the Wendy Williams Show. Today, 3 outspoken panelists join Wendy for another edition of Hot Talk. Plus, here to reveal the truth about rumored marriage trouble, real-life hot topics, Tamar and Vince. And Wendy's got the latest juicy celebrity news. Now, here's Wendy.
The weekend is here. I'm doing fab. Tebow is the world's most famous virgin, and he has a new girlfriend. I've got all the details and an opinion. Let's talk about that and more. It's time for Hot Topics. Audience. No, I love you more. You could be anywhere, including home, drying things out from Hurricane Sandy, and you took time out of your lives to come here. I appreciate that, studio audience. Thank you so much. It's not quite as full as it always is, but we're working our way back to you, babe. The entire East Coast, everybody, the residents here, we are still suffering from the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy. We're trying to pick up the pieces to our lives. You've been watching TV, you see what it is, but those of us here in New York and New Jersey and the 14 states impacted, we are living it every day. And so, and NBC has announced a special telethon to benefit those in need. I know, this is a good one. Stars like my Jersey guys, Bruce Springsteen and John Bon Jovi are a part. Christina Aguilera is going to perform. Matt Lauer is going to host it. It's called Hurricane Sandy Coming Together. It's going to be tonight at 8 on NBC. Yeah. And so, for many of us, the kids are still out of school. Mine is here with me because we needed a third person in the car again to cross the Hudson River to come into the city. Kids are good for something, right? Anyway, so let's talk about Amanda Bynes, because we haven't talked about her lately, and she's still just as messy. Okay, first of all, I still don't know anything that Amanda Bynes has been in, but they call her she's a Disney kid, right? So that was probably after my son was watching Disney, I don't know. Anyway, Disney kid, but she's no longer a kid. She's a grown woman, and apparently she's having problems adjusting to being grown and a grown woman. It looks like her downward spiral is continuing, and even though Amanda is denying the following, in Touch Weekly magazine, they're reporting that she was getting a spray tan in New York City at a tanning salon. And eyewitnesses say that after she was in her private setup, you go in that private room, but then she was looking around and she couldn't find those 2 cap goggles that you put over your face, So what does she do? She gets up completely naked, walks out into the lobby, completely naked. She walks out into the lobby. Sources say that Amanda didn't seem to care or even take a second look at anybody looking at her walking around. As a matter of fact, here's how they described her walk back. Okay, so hold on, wait. Channel Charlize Theron in the Dior commercial. Do you know how she's all sexy and she's dragging her hand across the wall? That's how Amanda went back to her tanning booth, dragging. I mean, if you're gonna be that naked, own it. Amanda a text, though, celebritybuzz.com, and she said that it's not true, and she said that she'll sue. Well, you know, we tried, as we might, to find pictures of Amanda dragging and sachet and naked, and we couldn't find them. We couldn't find them anywhere here at Hot Topics. But this also proves, perhaps, that people are so stunned initially at nudity that you forget to take out your camera phone because you're so busy tapping the person next to you and oh my gosh. I remember the first time I saw, you know, in Manhattan, there's this particular paparazzi lady. Suzanne, you know who I'm talking about. She's topless and everything hangs like down here, right? But it's okay, but she wears it like she means it. And she has the paparazzi camera. It's a small camera, so it's not covering everything. She's been outside the Wendy. In our old studios, we used to broadcast across the street from a school. And so, you know, we had to call the cops on her one time. Didn't we call the cops on her? Because the kids were in school, somebody called the cops on her. Yeah, it's like weird. It's like weird, but, and then I saw her at the club another night sitting outside the club, and it was like, oh, there's the paparazzi lady with no shirt. So nudity shocks us to begin with, and perhaps that's why there were no pictures of Amanda Bynes, but this comes after a long list of really bizarre behavior. She allegedly did that hit and run. Then, remember we were telling you the other week that she locked herself in a boutique bathroom for an inordinate amount of time. And then another time the other week, I was telling you that she locked herself in the bathroom in the bakery. Amanda, you really do need some help, and you know, you need help. P.S. P.S. If anybody was in this tanning salon and has the picture, can you just send it over to us, by the by? Thank you. Well. The weekend is here, and I mean, I can't say that on account of I live in Jersey and things still need to be dried out and things need to be picked up, and I try to handle the depression of it all through being here at the show and laughing with you and distracting myself with good TV. You ready? Don't forget Sunday. It's the season 5 premiere of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know. Well, let me tell you something. This season looks as juicy as a Georgia peach. Nene is contemplating getting back together with Greg. Don't judge, you have to see her work through it. You will barely pay attention to Nene this season because there's a new one. All right, wait, let me just tell you this. All right, so Candy moves in with a new man. You'll be distracted by that because, you know, he's one of the Bravo cameramen.
Bravo.
Candy's dipping with the help. So you'll be kind of distracted by that because it's a huge come up for him. I guess it's fine with Candy because she's a grown woman. Only thing I couldn't figure out, oh, as you can tell, I already saw the first episode, but I'm not gonna give it all away. But I will tell you this. You know, Candy's got a daughter old enough to understand mommy moving men in and out of her life and her house and stuff. In the meantime, Candy's shopping for this really giant house that she and the cameraman and her daughter are gonna live in. Okay, so I told you, Nene's trying to get back together with Greg. We don't know about whether that's gonna work out or not, but there are 2 new housewives on the scene. And the second one I really don't know so much about because they only showed her for a minute. Well, you'll see in the first episode, but that Kenya Moore, child, please. Not only is she beautiful and strong, like, you know, we see her in the gym and stuff, but she brings the drama to whoever stands in her way, including Nene, including you, and including me. And my thought about, and I met Kenya back in my radio days. You know, she was a beauty queen from Detroit and so on and so forth. Big, strong girl, you know, she's tall, you know, good-looking girl. Anyway, it is my belief, and then I'm gonna read you her quote, that she has taken snippets from every one of our housewife villains ever in history, and she's intentionally combined it into her. You know when somebody is so made up and so contrived, their whole, yeah, like she's trying so hard you can see the triation. However, you also won't be able to turn away every time she walks in the joint. All right, now here's what she says. Trust me about this new season. It's full of drama. I'm in the middle of most of it and probably the cause of most of it. I went through a lot of ups and downs with the women on the show. It's a good thing that this is Nene's last season on the show because this girl, Kenya, is about to, Nene, thank God for your Hollywood move. Yeah. And I don't necessarily mean that Because, you know, Nene is not a mean girl. Nene never, you know, knuckled up and tried to hit anybody. But I think that this girl, Kenya, something tells me that she's gonna be all animal, crazy, wild, and turn some of us who don't want to see the actual fist fighting off. Kenya, please don't fight. Not with your fist. Only with your mouth. Anyway, so you make sure you check out the season premiere of The Housewives of Atlanta, Sunday night at 9 o'clock on Bravo. And then, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you the best part. On Monday, Kenya's co-star Phaedra Parks is gonna be here. And wait a minute, wait. Kenya is trying to pick up Apollo on the show. What housewife in all of housewife history do you know that actually was hitting on the next housewife's man? It's gonna be good, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Apollo, by the way, is Phaedra's husband, so we'll get all the tea when Phaedra comes here on Monday. Okay, so they said, you are my people. Let the church say, Okay, the world's most famous virgin is off the market. Doesn't mean he's deflowered. I said he's off the market. We're talking about New York Jets quarterback Tim Tebow. Oh, Tim is a good-looking man. He is a good-looking man, and he's 25 years old, and he's ripe for the pickings. He's got money, a great job, although he's not playing so well this season, which, you know, not for nothing. If you're gonna be a virgin, then that means that you have time to devote to being like the best quarterback ever. That's all I'm gonna say. Because any man will tell you that once you start having sex, it's a great distraction, right, men? Yeah, there's some men here. Look, they're just so stunned that I called on them. I hate that. You know, men, don't be embarrassed that you watch the show. Sometimes I'm out, and I'll say, I watched your show, but I don't know if I'm supposed to. I'm like, the show is for everybody. So now look. So Tim Tebow, 25, okay, so he's been caught dating this actress, Camilla Biel. She's 26. Stop trying to think of who she is. A gorgeous random girl who's an actress. But you know, any girl in acting school is an there you go. So sources say that they were very affectionate, holding hands and touching. And they've been quietly dating since May. You ready for this? That's where they met, at the Met Costume Gala. Yeah, a gala, high class. That's her posing for him, and that's him not paying attention. Camilla is half Brazilian and was raised a devout Christian. And she and Tim have attended church together. She really doesn't know how to work this, doesn't she? Camilla, you're good. Now, Tim isn't the first virgin that Camilla has dated. Well, I know, because you're trying to figure out, where are these virgins? Well, in 2008, she began dating Joe Jonas, the Virgin Jonas brother who wore the purity ring. Do we have a picture of the ring? Yup. And then he ended up getting married, right? Oh, but he's not wearing that ring anymore, is he?
Nope.
See, Tebow? Take a note. Anyway, look, Camilla definitely has a type, and apparently it's the virgin thing. I don't know. My whole thing about being a 25-year-old virgin is that's not really practical for the times in which we live. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know, bula bula, if that's what you want to do. It seems especially weird, though, when you're a money-making quarterback and you're not playing as well as you should if you're not having sex. You know, can I just ask I'm going to ask people to clap. Okay, clap if you think being a virgin is practical in 2012. Okay. A few people. Well, clap if you're a virgin in 2012. Aww. You're a virgin. Oh, and how old are you? 21. You're 21? Very nice young lady. I'll get back to you when you're 25. I'll get back to you when you're 25. Anyway, okay, so... okay, so a famous singer is getting his own sitcom. and it's really an unexpected person. John Legend. Now look, John is gonna star and executive produce a show loosely based on his life. It's about a young man in his 20s who has to raise his younger siblings. And I just thought that John Legend's life is a strange choice because if you've been watching our show since the 6-week sneak peek, and even when I used to be on the radio, John Legend is a friend in my head. Like, he's one of those people, you know, I made up that phrase because, you know, you feel close enough to a celebrity that you don't know what to call it, so you call it a friend in your head. John Legend's a friend in my head, but only in time of needs when I don't want to kiki and cackle, and I really just want to cry and talk to somebody older and more sensitive. And then, John's no longer a friend in my head because when I got this talk show, he was like, oh, Wendy, that's such a great platform for you to change the world. And then he saw me doing Hot Topics, and he's like, that's not the exact platform to change the world I was talking about. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, John, you are a stick in the mud and we are cool, but just not as cool as we used to be. He's not, in my head, he's just not, John, you're just not that fun in my head. You're just, and we've never seen him do anything funny. In my head, when he comes over, we drink white wine and he lectures me about how I should be doing better. So we did some research to see if there was any fun in John's life at all. Well, he was in Bernie Mac, he was with Bernie Mac and Samuel L. Jackson in Soul Man, the movie. But he was being like John Legend. He's up on stage singing. He's not telling jokes. And then there was that NBC show called American Dreams, but he was acting as Stevie Wonder. So that's a soul singer. That's not telling jokes. The only personality I've seen in you, John, other than what I make up in my head, which no longer we're as close as we used to be, but I still love you, but I understand, is about 2 weeks ago, I wake up first thing in the morning, you know, on the weekends, and I always watch this local real estate show called Open House NYC. So now here goes John Legend and his fiancée, Christy. Christy's got the funny bone. John, you weren't even funny there, but you have a really nice piece of property here in Manhattan. Anyway, so I don't know when this show is going to start, and I certainly give John Legend a chance, but just sitcom and John Legend in the same sentence don't really go. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Okay. I'm a little impatient for nail art. I don't have time to be gluing and sticking and thumbtacking and all that other kind of stuff. So I just like, you know, either clear nails or a nice jazzy nail color. But nail art has become all the rage, and nobody does it better than my Wendy staffer, Jasmine Ramos, who has a nail blog. Come here, Jasmine. Oh, there she is. There's Jasmine's nails. They're filed to a point, and they have like diamondy crystals on top, and then underneath, these are what she calls her birthday nails. Oh, there they are. Tomorrow's her birthday, and so because of Hurricane Sandy, like many people, yeah, and there's the underneath, like Louboutins on the bottom and crystally on the top. But here's the thing. I told Jasmine I wanted to show her nails because she was feeling down because tomorrow's her birthday, and like many of us who were suffering from the aftermath of Sandy, all plans have been canceled. But she's a young girl, and you know, she does her nails, and she's single. Happy birthday, Jasmine. You guys, we have a great show planned for you. Tamar and her husband Vince are here, and they're gonna address the rumors about their marriage being in trouble. Plus, Vince helped discover Lady Gaga and has a special announcement to share with us. But up next, everybody, 3 outspoken personalities join me for our weekly Hot Talk panel to discuss the week's hottest topics. Keep it here. End of another week, and that means it's time for another juicy round of Hot Talk. Joining me, we have actor and host of Shaq All-Star Comedy Jam Tour, Gary Owen, and relationship expert, Siggy Flicker, as well as the host of the Jane Velez Mitchell Show on HLN, Jane Velez Mitchell. Okay. So now we're gonna get started, panel. One of the biggest stories of the week continues to be Hurricane Sandy. Let us fill you in for just a moment. There are 4.5 million people still without power. The governors of both New York and New Jersey have declared transportation emergencies. Here in New York, the streets are still closed. This is very sad. Our Mayor Bloomberg here in New York has just announced that the New York City Marathon will still be run on Sunday. People are divided. Panelists, I want to know what you think, and we will start with you, Siggy, because you put your hand up like, yes, marathon.
I think that the New York Marathon should continue because it's a symbol of New York. New Yorkers are strong and resilient, and we need something, whenever something happens that's bad and a devastation like this, we need to pump up the city. And not only do we need to bring in the millions of dollars to the businesses, for the economy, we need to give the city hope right now because so many people are suffering. So I say run, run, and run.
Okay, Jane?
I say run. My mother needs it. My mother was evacuated. She lives right next door to the crane. She had to leave. She had to leave with her cat and her dogs. And she is suffering right now. For the people who are suffering, we've got to run. You made it here. I made it here. Your fabulous audience made it here. Don't hang up your sneakers. Let's do it. Let's show the world.
You know I've got an opinion, but first I want to hear Gary's.
You run the race, you finish it, and you don't stop there. You grab a slice, you go to the camera, you do the Gangnam Style. Like, this ain't nothing. It's 5K, baby. You ride it. You ride it.
Apparently, I'm the only one who's sane here on the panel because I say, Mayor Bloomberg, you are selfish for saying run the marathon. You know that this is your last term, so nobody can do anything. You're going to walk out gracefully. While people are running the marathon and grabbing glass cups of water as they run, there's people over in Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island who have no water, number one. Number two, looting in this city is about to be at an all-time high, and you want cops to protect a run route? 67% of marathoners, 67% of Wendy voters on our website say that the marathon should be canceled. And let me just say this. 33% say let them run. The marathon, if all runners come in town, and if it's in a perfect world, New York City stands to make about $350 million. Yes. That ain't gonna happen where everybody's coming in town. The hotels are filled, not with runners, but with people in New York whose lights are out, and we need places to stay. I say, postpone the marathon until next week. Let us get our lives back. That's all.
They're not using the cops. They are bringing in volunteers. They're bringing in private contractors. So the volunteers will be
Those volunteers need to be helping people in need from this hurricane.
Yeah, but not all of them have the capacity to do that. I think this is going to tell the world, just like after 9/11, 7 weeks later, the marathon was run, and it sent a signal to the world that we will triumph. We can't hang up our sneakers right now.
Can we just make it 7 weeks from now, then?
Yeah.
I mean, Sandy just happened.
It's
okay,
too cold.
Let's go. We could talk all day, but we have another story. Okay. Earlier this week, we talked on Hot Topics. I was telling you that last Saturday night, Kelsey Grammer and his wife, Kate, brought their 3.5-month-old baby, Faith, to the annual Halloween bash at Hugh Hefner's Playboy Mansion. They said they couldn't find a sitter and they don't trust all kind of people. And Kate is still lactating, and so there they go, the three of them, to this party. Are we okay with this, Gary? You're a father.
No, but if it was a boy, yes. You don't take your daughter to that. You take your son to the Playboy Mansion.
No, poor Lodi. She just went there because she has to keep an eye on Kelsey because she's insecure about him.
Well,
Wait a second. Wait a second. I breastfed both of my kids, and there's something called a pump.
Yes.
I had an industrial-sized pump. She could have pumped the milk out of her breast, stuck that breast milk in the refrigerator, and gone to the party without the newborn at a
There's
party.
also something
Period.
called a hot tub.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when you've got an infant, you're not going to be doing those strange things in the hot tub. So it really killed the party. I mean, it was just
I know, exactly. I didn't even think about the other party goers. Exactly.
Right.
Baby at a party.
How do we know it wasn't a buffer, though? Because if the baby's not there, she's with Kelsey the whole time. You got to feed the baby. I'll go here and talk to Hugh.
You know, as a mother, I do have to say that, you know, on the side of the Grammers, at 3 months old, the baby's not going to remember anything. You can take them almost any place. But this was just, to me, an exercise in poor judgment because you don't know what kind of funky people are up in the Playboy Mansion drinking and cavorting and carrying on, and there will be another party another time. You all didn't have to go to the party. And P.S., Save the story about how there's no babysitter, because I know that somewhere in that house, Kelsey, you have at least 6 assistants. One of them could have eyeballed the baby at your house.
Wendy, it does have an impact, even if it's a young child. When I was a kid, my parents took me to a lot of cocktail parties. They threw me in with the fur coats. I became an alcoholic and an animal rights activist. Now I'm 17 years sober. But when I was a kid, I would walk around and drink the ends of the drinks.
Yeah, there's something to be said for bringing kids to adult parties. We've all been there, I guess, at one time or another, but not at 3 months old, having, you know, some bunnies with big boobies watching your child on a funky spunk rug. Okay, so our next story is about the actress Jessica Biel. She married Justin Timberlake last week. She just announced that she will be changing her surname to Timberlake, so it'll be Jessica Timberlake. So I'm gonna go first on this one. Nice. I am a modern woman. I believe in all the things modern women believe in. I wish that prior to having this talk show, I would have been the Wendy Hunter Show. Unfortunately, I did 25 years of radio, and I had to go on my record of my familiar surname in order to gain popularity with this. But in my personal life, I am Wendy Hunter, and that's the way it is. And it's seamless. When my kid, also because he's black, you know, it's nice to represent. Everybody's got to say Hunter, Hunter, Hunter. You know what I mean? When we go to the school, when his friends come over, I just feel like it's more cohesive, like we are family, and I still feel like a modern woman, and I do wish this was the Wendy Hunter Show, but...
Yeah. How about this? Justin Biel. That's what I would have liked. Justin Biel!
No.
I
serious, man.
Too many women are not taking on last names because they're married to their careers.
Please.
Please, be quiet about your career. No one
Shut
cares
up.
what you do.
But
wait a second.
It's about your identity. It's the 21st
Right.
century.
But I wish,
Why should we kowtow to
I
men?
just got married for the 2nd time. I wish I could
Is
change...
his last name Flicker?
No, his last name is Campanella, and I can't take on his last name because I have to be where my kids are. My kids are Flickers, I'm a Flicker. But if I didn't have my children...
Gary's a Flicker, too.
If you would have kept your original name the whole time, you wouldn't have that problem.
That's right, but they don't have kids, so good for her
Yeah,
for
they don't have-
showing
But now
me
they got
that.
the same initials too. JT squared. It's a new power couple. You get it?
Well, listen, you know, in the acting world, this Biel thing hasn't been working for us so tough. Sorry, Jess, just calling it the way I see it. You might be better off professionally if you are a Timberlake, because then people will start hiring you for jobs and we'll start taking you seriously as an
You
actress.
should, but
Just saying.
Woo! I like that.
How about Jessica Biel Timberlake? What about a hyphen?
There's
I'm a
nothing-
hyphen.
No,
there's
my
nothing
wife
to be a
does
hyphen,
that. I don't
too.
like it. I wish she was just, and I have a great last initial too. It's O, you know?
Yeah.
So we were gonna name our daughter Heather, but her initials would have been Ho, so we had to name her Kennedy. Because if we would have named her Heather, then she's at the Playboy Mansion with Kelsey Grammer's daughter, and then it's all to hell after that, you know?
71% of our Wendy viewers at wendyshow.com say women should take their husband's last name. 29% of you all said, hell no. Welcome to the new century. Okay. So our last story for today's panel, with today's struggling economy, a growing number of people are relying on coupons to wine and dine their first date. It is a growing trend. The question for the panel, is it acceptable or not? Siggy?
No. That is so Doritos and Cheetos. It's cheesy, cheesy, cheesy. Now, I understand that we have the economy. We're not doing well. You don't have to take a date to Cipriani, Il Molino's, or Scalinatella's. It is acceptable
Those
to
are
take
high-class places in New York.
Okay, but it is acceptable if you don't have the money. Go to Outback, go to TGI Fridays, go to Bennigan's. It's not about the money.
Those
it's
are
about
the places with the best coupons.
Right, but no, but yeah, but don't take him out right away. Wait till 3 months later. First impression. This is a time to make a first impression. You don't sit there and say, okay, here, wait. No, I would be running for the hills.
I would rather. All right, Gary, you go.
Well, it's case by case. If you're with the girl, it's a first date, you realize she's not coming back to your place, it's not going down, whip out the coupon, you know?
Man.
Now, if you feel like, oh, you are gonna come back, I'm gonna pay full price. Go ahead and get another appetizer, baby, it's on me.
Jane, what do you say?
I say, check, please, and I'm out of there.
You are?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, here's the thing. It's a lack of respect. If you don't have money, do something creative. Take a walk in the park, make a picnic. There's many other ways to show love other than money.
That is true. The coupons do show a lack of creativity. However, you know, they did this story on the news like last week, and my husband and I both agreed together, I was like, I heard him from the bathroom. I was brushing my teeth. I said, really? I would still go out with you if you pulled out coupons. And he said, and why would that matter anyway? So we both agree in our house that coupons are acceptable. And if you can't accept the real me from the first date, then perhaps there won't be a third time for you to whip out the coupons. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I am sweating. I'm so hot. This was a really nice discussion. The panel, thank you so much, very much, panelists Jane and Gary and Siggy. Thank you so much. For more information on our panelists, go to wendyshow.com. Up next, it's time for a Wendy Viewer Celebrity Lookalikes, and it's good. Keep it here. I love this because some of our viewers think that they look like certain celebrities, and so we like to judge here. So it's time for celebrity lookalikes. Okay, our first celebrity lookalike comes from Candace M., who watches The Wendy Show in San Marcos, Texas. And Candace says that she looks like Brandy. So let's show a picture of Brandy. And now let's see Candace. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes. By the way, congratulations to Brandy, whose new album, 211, just reached #1 on the R&B charts. And it happens to be, and in the Glamour Suite, when we're getting ready in the morning, it happens to be the #1 most played CD of all the land at this particular point. Okay, so our next celebrity lookalike comes from Sabah A., who watches The Wendy Show in Sweden, or Arizona, and Sabah says that people think he looks like Johnny Depp. So let's see the real Johnny Depp, and then we'll judge Sabah. All right, time to judge. Oh, it's good. That's real good. Gee, Sabah. Okay, our next celebrity lookalike comes from Tracy H., who watches The Wendy Show in Dearborn. Oh, sorry, wait. Oh. Watches The Wendy Show in Dallas, Texas, and Tracy says that her coworkers tell her that she looks like Jamie Lee Curtis. So let's take a look at the real Jamie Lee Curtis. Activia. Do we have that? Oh, no. It's okay. Look, I don't have that Tracy H. either. I was supposed to be going to Mona G. You guys, Messy's good. Okay, look, oh, thank you. Should I go to Mona G? Melissa D? All right, I have that corresponding. Oh, Melissa D. watches The Wendy Show in Bronx, New York. And Melissa says that everyone tells her she looks like that her 3-year-old son, Amari, looks like Jay-Z. Looks like Jay-Z. So let's take a look at Jay-Z. And now, let's look at Amari. Oh! Okay. So, wow. Hey, Jay-Z, we finally caught up with that son. Thank you for sending these. They're just so adorable. If you think that you look like a certain celebrity, please share with us. We have a ball with this. Go to wendyshow.com. Up next, Tamar Braxton and her husband Vince are here. So you keep it here, too. All right, so when we reported the story that Tamar Braxton and her husband Vince were splitting, I didn't believe it. But if you've ever watched the reality show, then you know that they haven't necessarily been getting along so well. Well, we hear that they're selling their California mansion, and they purchased this mansion less than a year ago, so that could imply that they're having problems. I accused Tamar of planting the story. I do not believe that it was true, and I wanted to call her and find an explanation for why the story's out here, but they did me one better. They stopped by, so to set the record straight. So please welcome Tamar and Vince. Yay! Supermodel. Wow. I love Tamar.
You're so welcome.
Wow, you look rich. Yeah, you know how there's some women that you just, like, you look, I smell
what?
money.
I just threw this on.
And thank you for the flowers, Vince.
He's so
But-
sweet.
But in light of you and your wife not getting along, shouldn't these be for her instead?
I got some flowers.
Get flowers every day.
I knew it, see? Where'd that story come from?
I don't know. And you know what? You know me, Wendy. I don't really lie. You know what I mean? Because it's hard for me to remember stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't...
And sing standing
You know
up,
what I'm saying?
according to the show.
That too. But, you know, I would never put a rumor out like that that implies that Vince and I were splitting up because this is my baby. Like,
Yeah.
I don't play with that
I know it. So there's no truth to the rumor that the marriage is in trouble?
No, but we're selling our house. That's a fact.
Okay, this is what I want to know. Because the economy's bad, people aren't really buying houses so rapidly, particularly estate-style houses. And you bought this house just less than a year ago, correct? The house is gorgeous. It's got the dynasty staircase and the whole bit. There it is. Look, just fabulous and glamorous. How big is that house, you guys?
15,000 square feet.
15,000 square feet for 2 people.
Yeah. And Miracle.
And Miracle, the dog.
Oh, my
the dog
God.
is very cute. All right, so why are you selling this house?
Because Vince found a new one.
And what happened was, Tamar needs a beauty salon. I want you to have everything you need, babe. You know, her glam. I don't like her glam in my bedroom, in the bathroom, and you know, we need a gym. I need to work out.
Yes.
And you know, we just need a little bit more space. And she has a lot of shoes. We need a
People are
shoe
laughing
closet.
extra
You
hard
tried
because you
it?
said you need to work out.
I do.
There's extra laughter over
My
in the
baby looks
rafters.
great,
He's
boo.
lost a lot of weight, though.
Don't do that. Don't try it.
Yeah, Vince has lost a lot of weight. Okay, so you need a beauty salon, but you couldn't get that in a 15,000
I
square
said
foot?
the
Well, what
same
happened?
thing.
The builder was like, Vince, you're gonna waste money. You don't need to do all this. You add on this stuff. It's gonna
But
be
we were
ridiculous.
adding on to our house. We're adding on
To
the things that we-
15,000 square.
What? I know it sounds crazy. It sounds a little, but you know, I have a large family, so we didn't want to compromise any of the bedrooms.
Oh, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
So,
Tamar got a lot of shoes.
you tried it. You want me to go there?
You can go there.
You tried it.
Here's the thing, Tamar, you and Vince, but particularly you're a lot on screen. Do you ever get worried that, or do you ever have any regrets of the things that you put out there regarding, you know, your relationship with Vince?
I don't have any regrets about what we put out there.
Yeah.
It's just that a lot of people feel like it's okay now to comment on how you should run your relationship. But no, I don't feel like I have any regrets. I just feel like at that time when they were shooting the show,
Yes.
that we were definitely going through something, which
was it
a lot
heading-
of couples go through a lot of things.
Yes. Was it heading to divorce?
No,
Never.
never.
It's
When we
it's
got married, we decided divorce was not an option.
Yes, but it's a disagreement, you know?
Yeah. There's always a killing. Criticism in marriage counseling was revealed regarding you guys' relationship. How do you deal with that?
I thought
I
it
think
was
it's
good.
necessary, though.
I think it's
Yeah.
good to talk to somebody.
When you guys fight, because 15,000 square feet, you figure, when you guys fight, do you sleep in separate rooms?
No, we
Never.
don't do that.
That doesn't happen.
Do you kiss and say goodnight? Or
At the end of the night, we have to figure that part
I'll
out.
go downstairs and sit on the couch.
Yeah.
And Tamar will be like, babe, come upstairs now.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's time to go to bed. I'm tired.
Yes, yes. So now, did you see Tony Braxton behind the music this past weekend? Okay.
That was cute, right?
Yes, it was really,
cute.
it was really good. It was riveting from beginning to end. But the part that stuck out to me, and I'm sure most of you, was when Tony said that Oprah single-handedly tried to ruin her career. It was that whole thing with the Gucci plates. If you didn't see it, it was just, you know, oh, you have Gucci plates? I'm Oprah Winfrey. I don't have Gucci plates. Whatever it was. And Tony felt as though Oprah had ruined her career at that point. What did you think of that interview?
I don't know about Oprah ruining her career at that point.
Yeah.
But I think what Tony was saying, she was saying that people were looking at her differently because they thought that she spent all her money at Gucci and Prada and you know stuff like that, which she definitely didn't. You know,
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
So I think that's what she was saying. But you know, I felt like if Oprah really did hurt her feelings, and Tony had every right to say that she hurt her
But
feelings.
nobody talks against Oprah.
Well, she didn't talk against Oprah, but Oprah's a human being as well,
Yes, no.
and she hurts people's feelings sometimes. Dang.
You guys, they're staying here. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, you don't want to miss this giant surprise that Vince and I have, a big announcement. Don't miss it. That was really good. We were just having fashion talk, and Vince was sitting and listening to us and rolling his eyeballs. So Vince and Tamar are here, and Vince and I have a really big announcement. Now, as we all know, Vincent D. Herbert is a music mogul. He's behind the likes of Lady Gaga, Mindless Behavior, and Toni Braxton. And now the Wendy Show is offering, all right, well, this is what we're doing. We're holding our first ever singing competition called Wendy's Next Great Voice. Hold on. Yay! Vince, this is so big. All right, look. Beginning the week of November 12th, 2 talented Wendy viewers will be competing each day for an opportunity to move on to the final round at the end of the week. Vince will be back to help me judge. And you also, America, will choose the winner. Vince, tell them what the winner will win. Get ready.
The winner is gonna win a demo deal with me. And because of Miss Wendy Williams, the Wendy Williams Show will be flying you out to California to do this demo.
It's fabulous and glamorous, and the winner could be you right here. We've been scouring the globe for the best singers. Log on to wendyshow.com for more information on how you can enter Wendy's Next Great Voice. And be sure to catch Tamar and Vince on WeTV every Thursday night at 9. Thank you for being here, Tamar and Vince. And you guys keep it here. Ask Wendy is next. Keep it here. We're back. It's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
Hey, Wendy, my name's Chris. How you doing? I have this annoying neighbor, and she's always talking about herself and knocking on my door and at my elevator. Wendy, how can I get my annoying neighbor to leave me alone?
Has she ever been in your house?
All the time. She just come knocking over, talking, sitting down.
Well, why didn't you say something at the first knock?
I say, please, oh, everything's okay, go home, and she came over during the hurricane and just knocking, bringing food and everything. I'm like, come on, I just need my space. You live right next door.
This is not a real problem. He just wants to be on TV.
No, it's true.
But I will say it like you mean it to the neighbor. You don't have to be mean. Just say, I don't have time to make new friends. I really am sorry. I should have said something earlier, but girl, please, you seem like a nice woman. It's just I don't have to. We'll be right back.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
My neighbor, Vanessa.
Welcome back. I want to thank today's guest and my co-host, my studio audience. On Monday, it's going to be a really big show because from Real Housewives of Atlanta, the sexy Phaedra Parks, and we're going to ask her about Kenya and Apollo. I love you for watching today. Have a safe, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye-bye.